In one corner of the vast multiverse, beneath a gray English sky, the ground is already broken long before the world realizes the universe is cracking right along with it. Deep in an archaeological dig, floodlights cut through the darkness, shining on ancient stone and fresh mud. This is where we find Vikanug standing at the bottom of a trench. His miner's jumpsuit is dusty beneath a gleaming silver and gold breastplate, and a radiant hammer rests on his shoulder. He's supposed to be here cataloging relics, not wearing one, but the ring on his finger changed everything. He found it just days ago, buried in a forgotten shrine. It was a paladin's ring, etched with shifty runes that matched no known language. The moment he slipped it on, memories that were never his flooded his mind. Every paladin spell, every blessing, every single craft he'd ever studied in games and books suddenly became real. Mining, fishing, cooking, first aid, archaeology, jewelry crafting, it was all locked inside him, as if he trained for 1,000 lifetimes. Tonight, as he chips away at a stubborn slab of stone, the multiverse shudders, the air hums, the floodlights flicker. An invisible wave of Force One fracture among countless others rolls right through the dig. Vikanug's hammer flares with holy light, and the ring burns against his skin. For a single heartbeat, he sees echoes of other worlds layered over his own. Neon cities, shattered moons, oceans of pure code, and roads that move like giant snakes. Then, just as quickly, the vision collapses, leaving him breathless and alone. His radio crackles to life. A panicked voice from topside shouts over the static, talking about an accident on the new motorway just miles away. He hears words like black smoke, screaming, and something being wrong with the road itself. Vikanug doesn't hesitate. With a whispered word, his hammer shifts into a shining pickaxe. He carves a glowing sigil into the stone at his feet, and light erupts upward, forming a portal of swirling gold and dust. He steps through, leaving the quiet dig far behind. Out on the elevated motorway, night traffic crawls along fresh, dark tarmac still glistening from the day's rain. At first, no one notices the bulge a small ripple in the center lane, like a bubble forming beneath the surface. The fracture reaches a tanker truck first. It's carrying experimental self-heating road tar. The circuits in its temperature control system short out. Pressure spikes. Inside the tank, the tar boils, screams, and wakes up. Metal tears open. A river of molten black pours onto the road, but it doesn't just splatter. It crawls, pulling itself together, as if trying to remember the shape of a body. This is Tar's birth. Streetlights reflect in its oily surface as it feels heat, vibration, and fear for the very first time. Cars swerve as the lane markings on the road twist into jagged, mocking smiles. The black surface spreads, flattening into perfectly smooth asphalt to hide, then rising into towering, dripping limbs when it wants to feed. Vikanug steps from his golden portal just as a family car skids toward a freshly formed pit of boiling darkness. He slams his hammer down. Circles of holy light flare up beneath the tires, solidifying the crumbling road just long enough for the car to slide to a safe stop. Inside, wide eyes stare at him, a medieval knight dropped onto the M25. Tar notices him. It pulls itself upright into a towering, humanoid shape, two molten pits burning where its eyes should be. When it speaks, it's not with words, but with the groan of stressed metal and the hiss of boiling pitch. Vikanug answers with action. Calling on his mining knowledge, he slams his hammer into the road barrier, pulling buried minerals to the surface. His ring amplifies the craft. Raw ore and dust fuse into radiant crystal stakes, which he hurls into the road around Tar, forming a glowing containment circle. Tar retaliates, superheating itself to impossible temperatures. The road buckles. Signs and lampposts sag and drip like wax. It launches spheres of molten pitch at the nearest cars, but Vikanug is already there, casting shimmering shields of light that turn the deadly projectiles into harmless splashes. For a moment, Knight and Monster are locked in a stalemate. Vikanug realizes he can't destroy Tar without melting half the motorway and everyone on it. So he changes tactics. Using his jeweler's precision, he focuses the ring's power, carving a single, intricate binding symbol into the center of the circle. Light spears upward, piercing Tar's core. The creature roars without a mouth as its body collapses, flowing down into the glowing symbol, trapped beneath the tonic like a toxic sleeping heartbeat. The road cools and smooths over. For anyone driving past tomorrow, it will look perfect, but Vikanug can still feel it. Tar is not dead, just sleeping. And the motorways of the world are all connected. As emergency lights begin to paint the night in blue and red, Vikanug steps back through a fresh portal. In the moment before it closes, the ring pulls his gaze outward again, past this world and into the multiverse. He sees other fractures opening, a dog with a collar blazing with impossible enchantments, a man made of pure electricity, a shadowy figure stepping out of a television screen. This was only one spill on one road. The multiverse is already leaking. To follow the next fracture as it opens around another emerging legend, continue to Episode 2, The Luckiest Dog in the Universe. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.